money me. They money me. Post that they ballin', but these niggas really money me. They been hating and money me. I'm supposed to have been ballin', they money me.
Why you're not putting Ziggy in any videos?
Because I'm not right now. I'm doing something. Love you. All right, man. Let's go ahead and get right back into this thing, man. Y'all hear the song ending right perfectly on time. Family, let's go ahead and get back up in here. We got today's press conference. So they back out on the field, man. It's that time. The Browns are out in action. They out throwing passes, catching passes, installing, getting the team ready, getting it ready to do what it do, man. Coming up on this 2026 season, there's a lot of questions concerning the quarterbacks, a lot of questions concerning Todd Monken as a coach, first-year guy. So let's go ahead and dive in and see what they had to say as they get back in here and they get to work. What was Coach talking about, man? Let's dive right into it. Without further ado, let the man, the myth, the legend go ahead and speak for it himself. Todd Monken.
To see, it's a weapon for him. It's one of his superpowers is athleticism. And I think Shador's come miles in terms of his progressions, getting the ball out, his understanding of concepts. I think he's really.
We started the press conference all talking about Shador and how far he's come with progressions, going through the reads. Hey, APB out, Jason Lloyd. Jason Lloyd, dog. You got to come to the front of the room right now. This is what you were talking about. He doesn't know when he's hot, can't read protections, can't get in and out of the huddle, doesn't watch a ton of film. All of those things were said and stated. And what does Coach Monken come out and do? He come out and refute you immediately. I'm talking about immediately, early. Let's go ahead and dive in. What do you say?
But it's exciting to see. It's a weapon for him. It's one of his superpowers is athleticism. And I think Shador's come miles in terms of his progressions, getting the ball out, his understanding of concepts. I think he's really come a long way.
The defense was able to come heads up pitch.
That's tough.
Did you like your aggression in this session today?
Yeah. We threw interceptions in 7-on-7 for God's sakes. I mean, who does that? There's no pass rush. I mean, it's embarrassing.
What have your conversations with Deshaun been like, with all that he's gone through to get to this point?
Well, he's been great. I mean, I think everybody would say it. I'm all for a clean slate. I want the best for every player, every coach. I want the best for, anybody in this world to have a great life.
So you see that bait question. It's a competition, so they're going to ask different questions about each of the quarterbacks. But once again, Todd Monken got to shut down any narratives you want to try and throw out there. Yeah, we believe in a clean slate. He going to come in and get the same opportunity to work. That don't mean he the leader or he's just heading above everybody else. No, he's not. He get a fair shot just like everybody. But next question.
I think it's really cool that he still has an opportunity with a change, right, to showcase his ability, see where he's at. I'm all for it.
Todd, a question about your schedule. You have worked in Jacksonville and Tampa, so you know what's waiting for you in September, weather-wise. Has that affected your training camp plans at all?
No, I think it's awesome. I think having 2 back-to-back Florida games, I think if our guys don't understand what that means when we come to training camp and it's hot out, and our ability to practice in it and get acclimated in it, I think they already get it. I think they already understand. We went out there yesterday, and we were fine, but they realized it was only 85. It's going to be 20 degrees hotter, and it's going to be right at 1 o'clock like yesterday, and we're going to have to be ready to go.
So you seem excited about that.
I am excited. I think it's a great start. I think for us.
See, this is a bait question, okay? When we watched the schedule release the other day, yes, just as Coach alluded to, we have 2 away games to start off. So the narrative that everybody is painting right now is that with these away games, this is a hard start for any new head coach. This is like giving them excuses. This is a lane to make excuses or a lane for them to fail early in the season because they have a away stretch to start the season. Are you serious? No, it don't matter. We excited. We ready to go. If they don't understand what it means, man, we get to go to Florida for 2 weeks straight Let's go ahead and go get this money. It's a business trip, but let's enjoy ourselves. Be prepared for the heat. Be hydrated. All of the above. So I'm not understanding why it's this big. Let's try and make a narrative switch about it. Let's see if he's worried about it or concerned about it. If he's already making excuses for himself. Things of that nature. Man, that's weak. That's weak.
I wouldn't want it any more better than that. I mean, should we get to go down to Florida? Certainly a team that a year ago was in a similar spot as we are. You know, where are they going from there? And a team that was a playoff team and really had every opportunity to beat the Bills at home and didn't. But I'm excited. Playoff team in Florida, 100-something degrees, middle of the day. And if that doesn't get you fired up, that doesn't get our guys fired up for the offseason and then go to training camp, I don't know what will.
There you got it.
Sean's athleticism for a long time, and before he got here, you probably didn't know how driven he was. About him that he still wants to be an elite player after all he's been through in the last couple of years.
Oh, I think it's really cool. I know I've said that like 5 times today, but like, here's a guy that really, at this point, has made plenty of money. I think we all know that, right? He's had plenty of success and has had disappointment, you know, in his career. A number of things he couldn't control from an injury standpoint. But to come back and want to battle, want to further his career and change the narrative, I think it's really cool.
Do you feel like the quarterbacks are all bringing out the best in each other? Can you see the competition kind of elevating?
I don't know that. You'd have to ask those guys if that's what motivates them. I don't know that. I would guess that just the idea of the opportunity to be the starter for the Cleveland Browns, one of 32 teams in the NFL, is enough. But I don't know that. You'd have to ask them that.
Just for the record, have you had any face-to-face with Garrett yet?
Miles? No.
Some of those
Right back at it. And you know who that was? Hold on. You know who that was that asked that goofy question, have you had any face-to-face with Garrett yet? Who? And Todd Monk is so cold with it, he really slightly threw a shout out to G. Bush. Is you talking about Miles Garrett or is you talking about Garrett Bush? We don't know. Who you talking about? Garrett? He said, Miles? He said, yeah. No. Next question. Cook.
Face with Garrett yet?
Miles? No.
some of those slower walkthrough stuff you guys do at the start of practice to get organized. How important is that? It seems like a small thing, but how important is that in the big picture to help?
Well, you can't beat your guys into the ground, so it's about getting reps. So the start of practice, you know, being more of a jog through allows you to buy some reps and allows you to do more two-spot. The more you slow the tempo down, the more you can divide your guys up. And that allows you to get, more opportunity for guys to learn and develop. So that's an integral part of what we'll do now, and as long as I'm still here.
Todd, last one. Going back, you've got a lot of experience in college, especially, most recently at Georgia. How much does that college experience help with when you're in this stage of, off-season training camp, when the roster's 90, you have a lot of players you're trying to evaluate? How much is that college experience and how you deal with the large rosters helped in terms of dealing with what you deal with, setting things up here for that evaluation?
It helps. I mean, you're used to having a bigger roster in college. Obviously, it's shrunk now. So you're used to, in terms of going more two-spot, trying to find more reps, more walkthrough. Now, the rules hinder that a little bit because the moment we get on the field, you have 2 hours. I mean, that's what you've got. So minus any type of, stretching or all that stuff. But you're up against it a little bit where when you get mini camps or training camp, it's not the same. But certainly being in college and having a bigger roster and forcing yourself to rep all those players. And we're in the development business. I mean, let's not kid ourselves what business we're in. I mean, you don't get...
That's been a key to what he says all the time is they're in the development business. He's said development multiple times. Every single press conference he's had, even the interview on 92.3 The Fan, he talked about development. And that's one thing that a lot of people have failed to really mention about him, and that hasn't been mentioned in Cleveland for a long time. And that's been a problem in Cleveland for a long time, the fact that players weren't being developed. People weren't getting the correct, whether that's care, attention that they need off the field, on the field, whether that's in the film room, actually on-field coaching, whatever it is. Nobody was getting that or getting those adjustments made to their play style or what they needed to be doing. So that's a key thing as a coach, is being able to, okay, we have this skill set and this player has this upside, but what else can we get out of him? What else can we teach him? Maybe he can excel further in this area if we coach him up correctly. Things of that nature. So Coach Monken always is saying that, and that's something that is a breath of fresh air because we haven't heard that for a long time in Cleveland as far as player development and getting guys to develop and, enhance the skills that they have.
15 first-round picks. You don't get that. You get the picks you get, and you've got to develop everybody on your roster. And eventually the guys that make your team and your practice squad, they're all going to play at some point. So I think it's imperative that we get as many reps as we can within the constraints that we have.
Good?
All right. Thank you.
Quick, fast, in a hurry. Get him up through. I like that from Coach Monken, man. He ain't too much to say, man. We in the early parts. I ain't got to blabber to y'all about nothing. And y'all asking goofy questions is a simple no. You talked to Myles Garrett? No, I haven't. Like, what are we doing here?
First time, huh? No, it's a lot of y'all here for the first time, huh? What's goody? What's good, y'all? All right, we can start with some questions.
Quincy, what's it like, getting out on the field and reuniting with Rudy finally? I know we asked you a lot about him over Zoom, but getting out there back on the field.
The biggest thing is the energy, man. It feels good out there, especially coming into a defense where you feel comfortable at, and then also the coaches coaching the same thing, and you're just comfortable. So just playing fast, mindset, and then now you're just getting your teammates on the same page.
Quincy, obviously you're new here. Todd Monken's new here. Can you get from the other guys that have been here that there's something like a new atmosphere with a new head coach?
Yeah, but we also have a lot of younger guys too, though. So you'll get that aspect whether you go have the same coach and there's younger guys, really just filling in those spaces, and then also just getting everybody prepared to play. When you get a new head coach, you also have those players who's walking on eggshells just because they're still trying to get the head coach to see their talents and things like that, and where do they fit into the new scheme, as far as like offense or defense, though. So, but the biggest thing is just making plays, being seen by making plays and things like that.
Quincy, this time of year, working on install, just kind of feeling some things out and whatnot. Just what's it like, though, when the defense is out there making plays, even though it's through the lens of, hey, we're just kind of doing some install.
We ain't just kind of doing no install. We doing the install. So if you show up, if deposit, the way I talk is, if you show up, a deposit is due every day. You either getting paid or you owe somebody. That's how I talk. So my job, we going to get paid every single day. If you out there on the field with me, you getting paid or you getting your ass off. So Rudy know that, and so that's why he brought me here, because he ain't got to be in the huddle and he ain't got to be on the field.
I like that. We haven't had player coaches, and that's what you need in the locker room as well. People that's able to be vocal leaders. If you not willing to carry your weight and do what you need to do on this defense, if you not where you supposed to be, get your ass off. That's the kind of energy that needs to be had. That's the kind of energy that I love, especially as a defensive player. We should all be swarming to the football. We all know our alignment, assignment, and let's get to the rock. If you can't do that, then get your ass up through. Period. So I like that, man. I like to hear that.
He know for a fact what it's going to look like out there, and there's going to be speed, and violence, and that's how I want my defense.
What have you seen from Shador, Coach?
You like the ownership of that? That's how I like my defense, not the defense, or what Coach is saying. That's how I like my defense. I love that, man. That's how you take ownership of that, man. I like how it sounds. So we'll see how they put it together on the field, but how it sounds right now, I love how they talking.
Saying that Shador has come miles from sort of where he first started in the install of the offense, but what have you seen from him as you've gone along?
Really, that confidence, really. That's the biggest thing.
And how about same thing with Deshaun? What have you seen in him?
You hear them trying to bait him? What have you seen with Shador? Confidence. Next question. I don't got to get into it too much. You want to try and bait me into something talking about Shador. Now next, the key thing. You're asking a linebacker about the quarterback competition. Let's get for real, Mary Kay. You're asking a linebacker about the quarterback competition, trying to get something that you can sneak and maybe write some clickbait material off of. Get you some more views.
Both of them competing together. Both of them get a chance to go against the ones and things like that too, though. So, like I said, it's just that confident in the pocket, throwing the ball, being on time and things like that, being accurate. So I'm saying both of them. I'm actually getting a chance to talk to both of them too, though, trying to figure out how I can make my game better too, though. And then on top of that, they asked me for pointers too, though. So it's kind of weird, actually. Like that vet role. I kind of getting all the way into it now.
Quincy, defenses are always changing and evolving, obviously, but how many, I don't know, with similar concepts, like how much comfortability, I guess, do you have with, as you guys go through this install with some of these concepts?
That's the reason why the OTAs are really so important, because you get to see it at a slow pace. You also get to get more meeting time. And then also, we're not trying to win tomorrow. So we get a chance to stop the play and actually talk about, hey, why are we even doing this? Why are we calling this play? Things like that. So when we come to training camp, we're moving fast. We're on the same page. If I might go out or something like that, I already know what Rudy want to call and why we're calling it. So the biggest thing during the OTAs is practicing situational football. And so we're doing a lot of that out there now with OTA 2 now. So, yeah, today we got another situation. So every day we're getting a different situation. So when that time comes in the game, we're not flustered or anything. We're all calm, collective, and we're like, all right, just like OTAs. And, of course, we're going to do it in training camp too, though.
Todd has said he despises crappy football. I know all coaches.
Talk to me again, my bad.
Todd said in his intro press conference, I despise crappy football, and I know all coaches don't like penalties and organizational errors and stuff like that. But how have you seen Todd sort of drill down on you guys, the basics, the fundamentals early on here?
Situational football. Talking about us first in the meeting room, giving us the situation, and then in the walkthrough, practicing the situation, and then when we get on the field, he wants to see it live. Now we're getting the situation 3 times, so now you have that mindset of like, all right, I know what I'm doing. Now I know why I'm doing it. All right, now let me execute it. And all for anything like that, he don't mind starting it all the way over, though. So I do like that part. He want precision and not just speed. Precision.
Todd said he's kind of
precision, not just
so
speed.
y'all the question people I see. Y'all 3. I get it now. Yeah. All right,
he said he was mad that there were some takeaways in the 7-on-7.
That's bad. Stop talking now.
I'm always happy. I'm going to be honest with you. You're going to hear me celebrating whether they get the ball or not. I'm going to make sure you hear me. My defense going to hear me, but being a violent defense, whether there's 11-on-11, 7-on-7, being a fear defense, those hitches and stuff, those 50-50 balls, they ain't really 50-50, more like 70, whatever the number is, because we want that ball. The ball is oxygen.
Can you get a feel for what this is going to look like when everybody shows up? I mean,
not at the moment. That's the crazy thing about OTAs, just because you don't have everybody. But the biggest thing is also a newer scheme too, though. So you're playing with people who are starting to get their confidence, and then you're also playing with a couple of people that already have their confidence. So you don't really know. Like I said, we're not trying to win tomorrow, but we're coming with the mindset that if we were to play tomorrow, we handing our ass whoopings because we all out of lollipops.
I got a question. Is that all right?
Yeah, no, we all good. I just seen that they were the ones asking the questions.
First 2 weeks of the season in Florida. You know how hot it is in September.
Yeah, I go back to my hometown, man, Jacksonville. That's why I got drafted there, so you know I'm ready. That's circled on my calendar. To the Jets too, so you know them circled on my calendar. If that's your next question, I can already give you that answer.
I was going to say, Coach said he was hoping you guys embrace the idea of those first 2 weeks in Florida, because especially in training camp when it's going to be hot to get prepared. You think it's a good thing starting first 2 weeks in Florida? Is that? I mean, you play who you play, but
yeah. Man, I don't really know how the weather get down here though, but I think it's like colder or something like that. So I'd rather go and get them games out over with, and then we in the cold in. So not one of those things where you gotta. At the Jets you like cold, then all of a sudden you go to 90 degrees, then you come back cold, then you come back 90 degrees. So I'm glad we're gonna get them out the way with early.
Since you mentioned you circled both of those games when the schedule came out.
Oh, I'm ready. And we go to New York. So the Joker's coming back to New York. I'm happy about that.
Are you gonna have a different hairstyle? You're gonna dye it?
Nah, man, I'm going green. I've been waiting on this. I'm staying green. My hair is green because of the Joker.
What about the Joker? I don't know, inspires you?
So I actually got this persona from Brian Dawkins. So his biggest thing, Whipping Nick, as soon as you get on the field, totally different person. So came with the mindset, I'm kind of like a very happy person off the field. So it's like, all right, on the field, I got to stop laughing, joking. I got to find a switch. So my switch is the Joker. So on the field, I'm laughing, joking around, talking stuff. Uppercut, I see your phone case. I got that phone case too, though. So, yeah, that's why I get the celebration ready for the chaos. It's really the chaos.
Everybody good?
Thanks, man.
Appreciate y'all. Y'all was a good group, man. Appreciate that. Y'all ain't hound me. I like it.
Two personalities. That sound like Two-Face.
Own wealth measured in generations.
All right, man. So that was the little interview from day one, man. So what I took from it, honestly, is the same thing. They just trying to bait them for clickbait stories, bait them for information that they can get, which they didn't get any. Todd Monken shut it down. I love how he shut Grossi down. Have you heard from Garrett yet? Garrett who? We talking about Bush? Or we talking about Miles? Who, Miles? No. Next question. Simple as that. I don't got time for the foolishness or the foolery. And I love how he keeping it a stack with him. There's no need to go down that road, give you clickbait. There's no need for us to have this back and forth. It's OTAs, optional team activities. Optional team activities. Optional team activities. The best defensive player in the league chose to not be here during optional team activities. So, what? On to the next practice, buddy. No story here. Simple as that, man. And I love how Coach Monken was cooking up with him, though. Y'all let me know down below what y'all think, man, what the Browns gonna do this year.